Hey everyone, welcome back to Nail Art by Nessa. I am Vanessa, and in this video I'm going to be opening and testing a Polygel kit from Venalisa. And as you can see, I have nothing on my nails for about 2 weeks, and it's been really weird for me considering I normally keep my nails very long. So in this video I thought we would open a Polygel kit that I got from Venalisa and test it out on my own nails. So let's check out the package. So of course I ordered this from AliExpress. It's from the Venalisa official store. So I got the Polygel kit, which was $40.73, and then I got two bottles of the 30-gram polygels, and those were $5.14 each. So altogether I paid $49.98, and it took about 15 days to arrive. So it is covered in plastic, and then we have these two bottles here. So I got a white and a pink. So let's just open them up. Okay, so we will look at everything and swatch everything. So I will swatch them all before I actually decide on what colors I'm going to use for my set. And let's take a look at this box. So it is fully wrapped in plastic. And on the back here, it actually shows you everything that you get. So you get 4 colors, the liquid, a brush, the file, some art pieces or things that you can use for art, the nail dual forms, and then a base coat and a top coat. And it is the tempered top coat, so I'm excited for that. So let's get the plastic off this and open up the box. Okay, so it says Venalisa Crystal Gel Kit. And on the edge here, it actually shows you what colors I actually got and the code for the box. All right, in the lid, it gives you instructions on how to use everything. And here is the kit. Okay, in this kit, we got a brush. It's a little scuffed up. Oh, it's just dirty. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, it's looking a little dirty. I don't know if you can see that. A little surprised that it would come dirty. It's a little disappointing. But a nice looking brush, and then on this side it's the spatula. So it actually says slice on this side and then brush on this side. And unfortunately the brush one is a little loose, which is frustrating. I just wish they would be a little tighter because I find that the lids always fall off. But anyway, so I got a Venalisa brush, which is great. It comes with the liquid for doing your polygel. It came with a file. It's a pretty looking file. I always love purple. Purple's my favorite color. It comes with the dual forms. So we will be using these dual forms in creating my nail set today. And then it also comes with these art sort of glitter stuff. So it's actually taped closed. It looks like it leaked a little bit. It's like kind of a fine silver glitter with like stars in it, moons, and like little dots. Okay, and then this one. This one's pretty. It comes with little crystals and little stones. There we go, I can open it. And of course these little bits. Little caviar beads in there. So yeah, there's some pretty items. Some pearls too. So really pretty. Okay, and then the base coat and the tempered top coat. Really nice bottles. Right, and then the Polygel. Okay, so here are all the colors that I swatched, and they're all really beautiful. The brown tone maybe doesn't match my skin tone very well, but that's okay. And the purple one, I was kind of hoping it would be more of a purple. It just looks like a darker pink to me, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's okay. So now I'm going to choose my dual forms, and with this you want to be very careful about which size you choose. You want to make sure that it reaches from sidewall to sidewall, and if it's not quite reaching, then make sure you size up, because you have to remember the product will be sandwiched in between your nail and the dual form, so you want to make sure that you have enough space for the product. So after I've chosen all the correct sizes, I need to prep my nails. And prepping your nails is super important if you want your nails to last. And in this scenario, I was actually heading out of town for my grandmother's funeral. She was almost 102, so it's nothing to be sad about. But yeah, I wanted my nails to last. So I'm going through, I just pushed back all my cuticles, and now I'm using my arbor band to rough up the surface of my nail and to remove any oils. Now this just helps so that everything adheres better. If you have any oils on your nail, obviously it's not going to adhere, and if your nail is too smooth, it might not stick well. So it's best to have a little bit of a rough surface on the surface of your nail. Now once I've done that, I'm going through with my cuticle bit and just making sure I remove any cuticle that's left on the surface of the nail, and then I will go through and trim my cuticles. Okay, so I've already completed my right hand. I forgot to push record. So now I'm just going to show you my left hand, and we're ready to add products. So I'm starting with the dehydrator. And then on my thumbnail to start, I'm going to just do my thumb with the primer and then the base coat and set that in the light for 60 seconds. Now I'm going to add a little bit of my nail liquid into my little cup, and we'll get started with the Polygel. So I'm just going to use this sort of purpley pink shade, and I put a decent amount in there and move it about. You want to make sure that it's nice and thin near the cuticle and at the tip of the nail. And otherwise it's pretty simple. If you have an air bubble, I just kind of dig it out like this and then smooth the product back down. Once I have it the way I want it, I will set it on my thumbnail. And one thing I definitely found with this is that you don't want to push down. The Polygel is actually very soft. So all I do basically is place it on my thumbnail and use a very, very little pressure, just making sure that it's in place. And once I have it the way I want it, I turn it over and just clean up the underneath part and set it in the light. After it's set, you can just pop off the little dual form, and then I trim down the nail to approximately the length that I'm going to want it and move on to the next nail. Now I'm gonna just repeat this on all the nails, and just remember, I'm really not pushing down. It actually looks like I'm pushing harder than I am. So yeah, just be very careful. No pressure, basically placing it on the nail enough that it sticks to your nail, and that's it. Otherwise it will start pouring out the sides, and you do not want that. Okay, after building all my nails and all the dual forms were off, I did notice I had some weak points on my nails right along the sides. The dual forms obviously pinched in a little bit too much. They were a little too tight, so I probably should have sized up, so that's something to keep in mind. But if this happens to you, you can just do what I did. I just took a little bit extra Polygel and added it where I needed it. So I just kind of pat it down and then smoothed it out towards the apex. And this worked beautifully. This is one of the great things about Polygel. It's really easy to work with. So once I did that, I set them all in the light for an additional 60 seconds. Alright, so now that we've built up the nail, we need to clean it up and shape it up the way we want it. And well, whenever you use dual forms, you're going to have a little bit of a ridge from where the dual form ended. So you're going to need to go through and file that off and make a nice transition from your natural nail onto the Polygel. And with this, I used my electric file, but you could definitely use a hand file for this too. I do reshape the nails into a coffin shape, and I use the hand file for that. So yeah, you could definitely do either one. And Polygel is a nice softer product, so it does file quite nicely. It doesn't take too long, which is awesome. Alright, after filing all my nails, I just went through with the buffer on the rough side and just went over all the surface of the nails just to make them all have a nice even texture on the surface. Once I was finished with that, I went through with an alcohol wipe and just wiped off any excess dust or anything that was left on the nail. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go through with my top coat on all the pink purple nails. I don't know, I guess I would call this a mauve color. So I'm gonna go with the top coat on all of the mauve nails. Okay, and now I'm going to add a little bit of art. You know me, I always have to add something to my nails. These nails are pretty simple and plain for me. So I decided to go in and add a few little water duckles on the white nails. So I went with some pretty colored flowers that kind of match the mauve color on the other nails. Okay, so my final thoughts on this kit. I think the kit is worth the money. It wasn't very expensive. You get a lot of product, and it was actually really easy to build a set. I did save time doing my nails this way. However, I mean, I don't love the shape of the dual forms, and I do think that the product is a little soft. So if I push down it all on the dual form, product would come out the sides. So I found the easiest way was to just place it on the nail and then let it settle and set it in the light. And that seemed to work pretty good. Let me know what you think. Have you used any of these kits? I think they're great. I do recommend it if you haven't tried it. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.